Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to spend some time with me this morning. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and it's not too far from the weekend now. So I thought that today I would do a quick get ready with me. And I'll put in a disclaimer here, I am by no means a makeup artist. This is just the way I do it. This is the way I put my makeup on. But I have to say, a lot of the tricks that I've learned from YouTube. So I'm very grateful for those tips and tricks, because I have, as you can see, me in my raw state, I have deep set hooded eyes. That's just the way they've always been. It's nothing to do, it's just the way my eyes have always been. It's nothing to do with me getting older, although it's getting probably slightly worse, but they've always been deep set and slightly hooded. I also have, I'm sure you can see, broken capillaries on my cheeks, and of course the dark circles that as I'm getting older are going up here as well. Lovely, isn't it? The things we have to deal with. But anyway, I just thought I will do this. It's what I would do more or less on a daily basis. I rarely go out without makeup. I might run to the school with, you know, my skincare done or whatever, but even then I will try and put even a swipe of mascara and do my brows, because as you can see, I have brows, but they're not great. This one is slightly better than this one. And when I think back to the 90s, I had lovely thick brows, and then I decided one day, you know what, I'm going to pluck them. And I did, and I kept plucking them, and yeah, this is what happens. They don't really grow back. And as I'm getting older, they're getting, even though there's plenty of hair there, it's getting paler and fairer, like my own hair. So I'll get started. I'm just going to clip my hair back. I may have to stop briefly to let my dog is outside, and she may decide that she wants to come in. So I'll just clip my hair back out of the way, and I have my mirror here just to my left, and I have all my products here, so if you see me looking that way, you'll know why. Okay, so I have my skincare done. I have put on my moisturizer and my sunscreen and my eye cream. So I'm going to actually, this is a new product that I bought a couple of days ago. I was in Boots and I saw this, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Boots Botanics, their, what is it called? Radiance Balm, all bright. So it softens, brightens for instantly radiant skin. So I'm going to use it as kind of like a primer. What annoys me is that even though I opened it that way, look, I haven't even touched it. It's just squishing out. But anyway, I'll put a little on and we'll see. I think it's supposed to kind of give a luminosity to the skin. So we'll see, does it? And then I have the Boots foundation that I bought recently, which is the Airbrush foundation. And this feels kind of nice to put on, although it dries quickly. So, you know, I suppose it might be a good primer. We'll see. I'll just put it on my face. I'm not going to put it down my neck. But don't you hate that when it's messy? Oh, that annoys me. Anyway, so that's the Boots Botanics Radiance Balm All Bright. Now, this is my foundation, and it's the Boots number 7 Airbrush Away foundation, and that's the one I showed recently. I think I mentioned it in my February favourites. You have to shake it because it's quite liquidy, and it comes out in it's a little pipette, and actually you think more is going to come out, but you have to kind of do it a couple of times. So I'm going to put about that much out. I'm going to just dot it on my skin. I may end up coming back for more. And it feels quite velvety as you're putting it on. And my preferred method for putting it on is using my Real Techniques, I think it's the Expert face brush. That's it there. I find this great for buffing in foundation. It's very quick, very easy, and this particular foundation seems to apply well with it. I just work it in around my nose, and I definitely want to cover those broken capillaries. It dries to sort of a powder feel. I don't think it looks powdery, but it dries to sort of a powdery touch. And then work it right into the skin, and then what's left on the brush I take onto my ears and down my neck. That's my dog barking, making her presence felt. She's heard something in the garden. Now, if I wanted, I could build that up a bit, but for kind of an everyday, I mean, I'm not going to be doing much today apart from maybe running to the shops or something, or I'll be walking the dog. So I don't want a kind of a very heavy look. Some people put their concealer on first. I'm never sure. I've tried it both ways, but at the moment I like it afterwards, because when I'm putting on eyeshadow, then if I get some fallout, I can use that to clean it up. So down my neck, and that's my foundation. So I hope you can see, I hope the camera picks up that it's not heavy looking. Now if I wanted to, I could cover up more. I might put a little bit more on my cheeks, because I don't like that. I can still see some of my redness. I don't know if it's rosacea or it's just, my mother had broken capillaries as well, and when she was young they used to cycle everywhere, and she put it down to that she was exposed to all the elements. But I don't know, I didn't spend my youth cycling places, so I don't know. Although in Ireland we do get a lot of you know, kind of harsh winds and rain and cold, so I don't know. But I've always protected my skin in terms of moisturizer. Anyway, that's my base. So you can see that it's evened everything out. It's not too heavy, but just gives a nice light coverage. Now I'm not going to put my foundation or my concealer on just yet. I'm actually going to frame my face so that I kind of know what I'm working with. I'm going to do my brows, because this one isn't so bad, but this one isn't great at all. So I've been using this NYX eyebrow pencil, and it's, I think I talked about this one as well. That's it there. Got a little brush at the end, which is very handy, and then you just twist it up, and it's not super fine. It's kind of, you can see it's not a tiny little pencil, because they do another eyebrow pencil that is really fine. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But this one reminds me, I have used the Bobbi Brown eyebrow pencil, and it's very similar to that. It's kind of a waxy crayon, and I actually can't see any difference between them except in the price, because this I think was less than €10 and the Bobbi Brown was about 42. So quite a difference. This one is in the colour taupe. They say you match your brow colour to the darkest colour in your hair, and the darkest colour in my hair, I don't know if you can see it, right, you see it there, it is a kind of a taupey colour. So it seems to, because if I buy a blonde one, it looks yellow. It looks yellow on my face, or kind of, you know, tanny, browny. It doesn't look right. Taupe seems to work better. And in fact, what I'm going to use to brush my brows is this one, which is, anybody who knows Primark or Pennies will know the PS range. Is it written on it? You can see just very tiny. They do their own range of brushes, and they do makeup and everything, but this one, it's a great little spoolie, and then on the other end it has an little angled brush. So you could use powder or shadow to do your eyebrows. So I'm already at 8 minutes. I'll see if I can do this so that you can see what I'm doing. My eyebrows don't come in far enough, so I add a bit more here. I just come in a little bit like that, and very lightly, because I don't want mad eyebrows. Just very lightly fill in and darken the hair. I hope that's showing up. And they say you work more on the top of your brow rather than on the bottom, because it lifts your eye, and that seems to work for me. So that's what I do. I kind of concentrate on the top. I'm not really drawing on my skin, it's just, well, I suppose in a way I am, but it's more kind of finding those little hairs and just pulling them upwards. So you can see the difference there. And I might even go back and just fill in another little bit here. But the shape of this crayon, because it's kind of flat on the top, makes it very easy to do that. So I'll do the same on the other side, come in a little bit. I always find my left eye and my left eyebrow much easier to work on. I have no idea why that is. Maybe, is it to do with, I am right-handed obviously. Is it to do with that? I don't know. But you can see that on this brow, I can't really zoom in on this camera, I do have more natural hair. So I just need to, it's fair, so I just need to sort of bring the colour out a bit more. And again, up on the top of the brow rather than working on the bottom. And the beauty of this is that if you do make any mistake, you know, you can do a little clean up with a cotton bud. So that one's a bit more, yeah, it's a bit more definite there. So I'll use my spoolie again just to kind of brush it through the brows, and that makes it look slightly more natural, and it also brushes the brows up. Now I do use a brow gel, and my one of choice at the moment is the Benefit Ready Set Brow. It's just a deluxe sample. That's it there, Ready Set Brow. But it's just a clear brow gel, and it's actually quite, yeah, it's quite runny, or wet rather, not runny. And I just literally comb that through, a little bit more for the other side, and that'll just hold them in place, because I do, even though I don't have a lot of brow hair, some of it is unruly. Now, so I'm just putting away as I'm finished. So that kind of frames my face. I know then what I'm going to work on. Okay, for my eye base of late, I've been using one for the last good few months. I've been using the Laura Mercier eye base in Flax. So that's it there. It's nearly, I'm working on it to finish it, because you can, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's quite, you can see gaps in it there where it's, yeah, it's nearly empty. But what annoys me about this product is that I can't, there's product at the bottom and product at the top that's very hard to get out. So I'm kind of trying to bend the little applicator to grasp what's left. And it's a little doe foot applicator. It's just a skin tone, and what I use it to do is to just even out my skin tone on my eye, any redness or veins or whatever that can be, isn't that lovely, that can be seen. And I just use my finger to apply it like that. Some people, you could actually use this and just, you know, put it on and that's your look. If you were doing kind of like a no makeup look, and I have done that, but it's quite, it's not a very thick, not that I want it to be thick, but it's, yeah, it's quite transparent. It's kind of fluidy, and to me, I prefer the MAC paint pots, but I'm working through that too, just to use it up. I don't know if I'd repurchase it, and now it's got stuck in my eyelash, and the roots of my lashes, but oh well. So I don't know if you can see that that evens out the skin tone. Now, even though I have done that, I'm going to put a base on, and this one is, let's see now, which one? Yeah, I'm going to put on Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, just as a wash of, you know, a wash of colouring, as another kind of a base. That's it there. You see, does it see? Yeah, and that's the colour. So it's just a creamy colour, and I have a MAC. I think it's 230. The number is kind of worn off, but it's a flat. It's a flat eyeshadow brush. I use it because it's nice and flat, and it's very easy to pack the colour on. So I'm literally just, I'm hitting pan on that now. I can just see that, and I'm going to just literally pat it on, pack it on, and pat it on. So that will give my shadows a little bit more to adhere to. This is also great for, you know, if you're blending and you've got harsh lines, it's very good for that kind of thing as well. So that's the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee. But what I would normally do, this is a little MAC palette that I put together myself, and I think it's Shroom. Yeah, that's, I'm pretty sure that's Shroom. I'll just pop it out there. That is, yes, that's Shroom, MAC Shroom. So it's a light kind of creamy champagne-y colour. I don't know if the camera will pick up the name. There it is. And the one I put together with it, I think it's Wedge. I can never remember the names. Yes, it is. It's MAC Wedge. And I have it in a little, you know, the little palettes that you can put together. The little magnetic palettes. That's it there. So that would be, I keep it in the two together because that's what I would use very, very often. So again, I'll use the same brush and it's more or less the same colour. Just, it has a slight little bit of shimmer, but it's not sparkly. And I usually just blow away or tap off the excess. So I'm literally packing that onto my lid. I hope you can see that. Again, just pack it on, and I'm kind of hitting where my natural eye socket is. That's where my natural eye socket is there. So I'm packing it onto that, and I'm now at 15 minutes. Okay. Now, I will use Wedge as a kind of a crease colour, and this one is a MAC, oh, I think it's the 217. That one there, and it's just a tapered crease brush. So what I do is, the way I put the brush into the shadow is I kind of twirl it like that, very lightly. Because I have deep sockets, I have to be careful because I can end up with a big splodge of colour. So I have to go very gradually. So what I do is, I'll do this again from the front. I go up above the crease, so on the bone, that's where I apply my colour. So I'm creating like another crease. It's not my, you know, it's up higher than my natural crease. So I hope you can see that there. And again, I'll put a little bit more on. I'll build up the colour because if I do it, as I say, if I do it in one fell swoop, I'll just get a big splodge. And I don't bring it into the centre because that just doesn't suit my eyes for some reason. It just doesn't suit them. So again, I'm going to go kind of on the socket bone, up above my natural crease, and apply it like that in a sort of a windscreen wiper. It's hard to say. Windscreen wiper movement. And then the thing is to make sure I have the same amount on each eye. So you can see there that when I close my eyes, obviously you can see the colour on my lid, but also when I open them, you can still see some of it because I've brought the natural crease or socket up a little bit. I've lifted the eye up. Now, I still want to bring some of that onto my outer V. So I'll use the same brush, same colour, and very, very carefully, again, just from the outer V of my eye, I'll put a little bit. And I will build up, so I don't know if you can see that, if the camera's picking it up, because the Wedge is actually quite a pale colour. I'm not bringing it into the centre of my eye, I'm literally just on the outer V. Like that. And again, it's to make my eye appear slightly bigger than it is, because I have small eyes as well. Oh. Now, I hope you can see that I've created a kind of a V shape. Now, I want to darken that. Actually, before I go on to that, I'm going to use another MAC brush, and it's the 219, and it is a lovely little, it's a very precise crease brush. And I spoke to the girl, I said, you know, I have very deep set eyes, blah, blah, blah. So she advised me to use this one. So again, I'm using it kind of in a twirling motion to pick up the product. And I can hear my doggy wanting to come in, so I might have to stop for a second. I'm just going to bring that under my bottom lid. You can hear her. I'm going to just pause for a second. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. I had to let the dog in. So back to where I was with my little crease brush to put it underneath. Still need the mirror. And to put it, just run it underneath my lashes like that, my bottom lashes. So just to give a little definition. Now, I want to darken it up a little bit just to give a bit more definition, and I'm going to just wipe off that brush there. And this time I am going to use Bobbi Brown, and it's in the colour Heather. It's number 15. It's a single shadow, obviously, and I don't know if you can get that, that's the colour. It's kind of, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It has a kind of a heathery tone to it. It's browny taupey, but it pulls lavender. So it's lovely. It's a lovely subtle colour to just pick up and to darken that crease, that outer V. So again, very, very gently and very carefully, I'm just going to darken that up a little bit. If you hear a funny sound, it is the dog. I think she's chewing something. Yes, she has a ball. I'll show her because she's my pet. So you can see I'm just making like a V shape there in the outer corner of my eye. I hope that's showing up. And I'll do the same on the other side, and I'm just watching the time. I'm at 20 minutes. So normally when I'm doing this myself, obviously I'm not talking. So it wouldn't take me quite as long. Fly away hair there. So I'm literally again doing the same thing and making an outer V, and I am going to blend everything in. So you can see that that just gives a little bit more definition, and again just to make sure that I have the same amount on each side. She's playing with her ball now. Now just to blend that out, I have a fluffy brush. It's the same one. Did I talk about that? No, it was this one. I knew it was another PS brush. It's a fluffy brush from PS. That's the Primark range, and again, it is a double-sided brush, so it has the angle and then a nice fluffy brush, and I use this all the time for blending. So it's just in kind of circular motions, and I do have some fallout there, circular motions like so, just to soften all the lines. Now, I sometimes use a little bit of highlight. Sometimes I do it with the powder, and sometimes I do it with, this is a cream highlighter, stick highlighter, and it's the number 7 Instant Radiance highlighter. That's it there, and it's a twist up. There's not an awful lot left in it, so it's been well used. My daughter uses this a fair bit. So a little on the tip of my finger, my ring finger, and literally just under my eyebrow on the brow bone, a touch, and I hope it's been picked up there, literally like that, and just soften the edges, and that's that. Now, I know I'm at 22 minutes now. Okay, I'm going to very quickly, because ladies who have deep set eyes or plenty of fallout there, deep set eyes or hooded eyes, it's a good idea to curl your lashes. So I have, this is the MAC lash curler. It's a half lash curler. I'm not mad about it, but because I find it easy to do the lashes on my right eye and very difficult to do the lashes on my left eye. I have to kind of try and do it with my left hand, which is hard enough to do. So you can do it in stages. So do the inner part first, and I never know, do you hold it or do you clamp it? So I kind of do a mixture of both, and then the idea is you get the outer, and she wants to go out again. Are you going to come and say hello? You're already saying hello. Yes, you can come and say hello at the end. I'm just going to let her out. Excuse me. Sorry about the interruptions. Now, I don't know if you can see that it has actually lifted the lashes a bit. I'll try the outer corner. My lashes are very fine and straight, so it might be difficult for you to see any difference, but I can see it in real life. I don't know how I'm going to do this with my left hand and holding the mirror, but we'll try. No, that's going to block. Okay. I don't know what it is. I can use a full curler with my left hand, but this half curler, I don't know what it is. I find it very difficult to use, and I do pinch sometimes. I'm going to go to the inner lashes there. Now, I don't know if that's showing. On to mascara, and this, I use a duo at the moment, and this one is the IT Cosmetics Tightline mascara, and it has the tiniest little brush. It's just so tiny, but it's perfect for getting right to the base of your lash. And actually, I should have put my liner on, but I'll come back to that in a second. You can get right to the base of your lash, and to build up volume and definition. Very easy, and I find it sometimes difficult with a bigger brush. I'll often poke myself in the eye and make my eye water, and then sometimes that takes off all the lovely eye makeup I've put on and ruined all my hard work. And then this is great as well for your bottom lashes. I have very, very fine lashes on the bottom. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that does create definition in the base. Now, I do usually wear a liner, and my liner of choice at the moment is the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner. I think I spoke about it. It's nearly at the end, and I'm so low on it that I can't remember. I think it's a liquid pencil. It's a pencil, but it's a liquid pencil. I don't know. And what I do with this is I go right into the base of my lash, like this. I really should have done it before I put the first coat of mascara on, but it doesn't matter. Right into the base of the lash and do a fine line. And this pencil is soft enough, it doesn't create a harsh line at all. It's very easy to work with. So you can see there that it's created a bit of, quite a bit of definition. And then I'll try and get in again, because my eyes are small, it's hard to get into the corner, but I like to just pull that line in a bit. And then I do Tightline on my upper waterline, and I do it by kind of keeping my eye open and looking down. If you're squeamish, look away. And there. So I'll do the same on the other side. Just kind of, I'm almost jumping the pencil across my lash line, because I don't want, it's very difficult for me to get a solid line without making a mess. So again, into the corner, I just find it easier with the pencil to sort of almost do little tiny dots. And I'll do the same, look away if you're squeamish, on my Tightline. Now sometimes I will pull that out a little bit, because a wing line on my eyes doesn't always work, because they're quite deep set. I can see that this side I've gone up slightly higher, so I'll just go up a little bit more on this side. That's about even. And again, my right eye is much harder to get any kind of a little wing. I can do it slightly better on my left side, and I don't know why that is. So I hope that looks even enough. And I haven't really drawn a wing, I've just pulled it out ever so slightly. Now you could get an angled brush like that and soften it out even more, but I kind of like that look. Now back to mascara, and I'm now 28 minutes. I'm going to have to finish up quickly. Another swipe of mascara, and this one is the Covergirl Clump Crusher that my daughter brought home, because we can't get Covergirl here, and it's just at the end. I'll have to toss it now in a couple of weeks, because I've been using it for 3 months, so I'm going to toss it. It's beginning to kind of dry up anyway. And bottom. Yeah, my lashes. So that's my lashes done. Now, don't always do contouring, but I will today, just a little bit. And this one I use is MAC Harmony. This is a great crease colour as well, because it's kind of browny. Yeah, it's a soft browny colour, but I use it for contour. I know it's a blush, but I use it for contour. And I have a very soft brush. Don't even know what make this is. It came in a set, so it's not an expensive brush, but it's just, whoops, it's just a small fluffy brush. And come kind of down from my ear about halfway to there. So I don't want to contour too much, because this is an everyday look. And I will blend that out. And then a little along my jawline. How did I get to 30 minutes now? Wow, I didn't think I could talk that much. And then my blush is one I just pulled out again because it's coming into spring, and it's Clinique Colour Pop in Melon Pop. I love this one, and I actually have the Melon Pop lipstick as well, but I'm not gonna, I've just flattened out the little flower that was on it. So this is a Bobbi Brown blush brush, and just into that, swirl it in, and I'm going to place it on rather than swipe. So I hope you can see it just gives a lovely, just a lovely soft flush of peachy colour. It's very subtle. And then I'm going to blend the two together with the same brush so that my contour isn't too harsh. And that's that. And very quickly then, I'm really rushing now, I am going to use as a concealer just to lighten up that area. And it's the Maybeline Fit Me concealer. The writing is all worn off it. It's in 10. I don't know why they make it's nearly at its end as well. I don't know why they make packages where the writing wears off. I find it extremely annoying. I'm just going to put that there, and I think I have a little, yes, tiny little, it's just a beauty sponge, it's not a beauty blender, but it's a tiny little one. It's stained, it is clean, and just bounce that in under my eye like that to clean up any mistakes and fallout from the shadow. So that's better. Sometimes I have a highlighting pen that I use as well, but today I'm not because I'm rushing. And then my last is the lips. And this one is MAC lip liner in Dervish. There it is there. I like the colour, but it's harder to work with. It's not, MAC Spice is a lovely soft liner. It's easy to work with. And I always slightly overline my lips. Just to give them a bit more definition. And I'm going to fill in. So you could actually, it's a very natural colour. And then I am going to use, I have two MACs here. I'm going to go with Modesty because I think that's MAC Modesty. You see that? It's the tiny writing, the tiny print. Here it is. And I'm just going to apply that. And there we go. Take out my clip. Zhuzh my hair a little bit. And I hope you like that look. As I say, normally it wouldn't take me so long, but I don't normally talk to myself, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you'll come back and spend some time with me in my next video. And until then, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!